Hey YouTube and caymanas Park Turf Fights, welcome back to Down the Stretch. I'm the host Christopher Charlton. Appreciate you guys subscribing and following my videos. Glad you appreciated. We have a 9-race program for Saturday, January 18, 2025. The first race, native bred 3-year-old maiden special weight, fillies, 11 starters, 6 furlongs, and my best 4 in this are going to be the 1, Hansa, the 3, Wayne's Cherry Links, the 4, Riley J, and the 5, Linguist. Okay, Hansa, she made her debut on the 1st of January, was second by 3 lengths to Tribal Chief in a smart 47 and 1. That race has been playing out well, the Tribal Chief race. Tribal Chief made his debut on and was third to stablemate Enthusiasm. Honor Prince was second in that race. Honor Prince came back to win by a wide margin at 6 furlongs. Tribal Chief came right back after that to win, and Hansa was second. They have now put on the figure 8. Radish Roman now gets the ride. Working very well coming into this race. Last work out the gate, 5 furlongs straight in a minute and 4/5. The first 4 in 47. So Hansa looks focused and coming to put in a good run. The 3, Wayne's Cherry Links, made her debut on the 15th of December in the Miss Ruth. 6.5 furlongs. Was third by 3.5 lengths to Strong Mind. Strong Mind came back after this to lead the 2-year-old stakes into the stretch. And expecting Wayne's Cherry Links to run a much more improved race here. The visors have now been fitted. Busy at exercise, recently beat Miss Empress Links at exercise, 3 furlongs and 36-1. Dean Dawkins for Barrington Bernard, expecting a good run from Wayne's Cherry Links. The 4, Riley J, made her debut on the 24th of December in the Sunnyside Stakes. Chased Margarita for the majority of the race before folding up in the final furlong and a half, finishing 5th by 7 and 3/4 lengths to Social Aviator. Busy at exercise since, has been kept busy, not working too bad. Last work coming into this race, 5 furlongs in 103 and 2. Jerome Enix gets the ride now. The visors are on, first time lay 6. Did show speed on last, so Riley J is definitely one to watch here. And the 5, Linguist, the beaten favorite on last, was 4-5 in that same Sunnyside Stakes race, going 5 furlongs round. Chased the speed most of the race, didn't fire off, finished 4th by 3 lengths to Social Aviator. Not really put to the task at exercise, but is definitely fit coming from the stable of Anthony Nunes. Shane Ellis now gets this ride. And this good-looking daughter of Avina Malcano out of Bilingual. I'm expecting a much better showing here from this Linguist. So, not really sure who I'm fancying to really win the race, but I think the race is going to come down to one of those 4, possibly the superfecta. So that's 1, Hansa, 3, Wayne's Cherry Links, 4, Riley J, and the 5, Linguist. The second race, I think this is just a 1-horse race. I think Propellant wins this very easily. For Exacta and Trifecta, I would put in the 4, Job Lane, second and last by 5.5 lengths to Manouche at 6 furlongs. Might like the extra furlong, plus getting 4 kilos Demar Williams claims for Randolph Scott. I think Job Lane should be the horse to complete the Exacta. And for the Trifecta, if this Never on a Sunday breaks, I think he definitely runs into the 2nd or 3rd spot. But that's a big if, because he knows to just stand in the starting gates. But I know he's potentially better than most of these. But that's just if he decides to come up to the starting gate. So a clear winner here for me is the 3, Propellant. I think Job Lane should be the 1 second. And if a good start, Never on a Sunday completes the Trifecta. The third race, 3-year-olds and up, optional claiming 500,000 to 400, and 6-year-olds and up now is a 4. Small field of 6, 7.5 furlongs. I think this is just a 2-horse race. Going with the 4, Maya, and the 5, Let Him Fly. Okay, Maya, upset winner on last, 21st of December at 7 furlongs. Just going a half a furlong longer, which Maya should enjoy. Tevin Foster now gets a ride for Rudolph Hardale. Maya, once again, I think will be closing fast because she looks very fit at present. And the 5, Let Him Fly. Shaheem Gordon claims 4 kilos for Lennis Shim. Sorry about that. Cheek piece is on. If a reproduction of his run on the 4th of January, I definitely think Let Him Fly should get to the lead from early and prove a very difficult horse to catch. So I'm giving the edge to Let Him Fly to beat Maya. Trifecta purposes, I'd probably use the 6 Rohan Kabir. The 4th race, nature bred 4-year-olds and up maiden, 7 starters, 6.5 furlongs. It's a very poor field, but I'm going to only give 2 horses a shot here. The 1 Ruby's Light and the 4 Linstead Market. Ruby's Light, consistent of late, was second by 2 lengths to Fort Haldane at 5 furlongs, stretching out to 6.5 now. Should be comfortable, claiming 4 kilos off his weight, so I'm giving Ruby's Light a good shot here, looking very fit. And the 4 Linstead Market, 2 good runs in his last 2 starts, beaten by 8 lengths Tone Star at 7 furlongs. Has a more manageable feel here in my opinion, and with Dane Dawkins now getting the ride for Gear Sobrati, I think this Linstead Market should get to that lead pretty early and prove a very elusive target. So giving the edge to Linstead Market to beat Ruby's Light. The 5th race, it's native bred 4-year-olds and up, now there's 2 unimported 4-year-olds and up maiden. A good field of 11, quick sprint 5.5 furlongs, very competitive race. I'm going to boil this down to 4. They are the 4 First Offense, the 6 A Breath of Fresh Air, the 8 Pineapple, and the 10 Chief Dissident. First Offense, 5th by 8 lengths on last to Jay Spieth. Gets Emilia McLean now to claim 4 kilos for Stephen Todd. Active at the exercise, so I think he's very sound. Definitely very fit. 5.5, I don't think is going to be a problem. And if the pace decides to crack in the stretch, I think we're going to get a very good run from this First Offense running on. The 6 A Breath of Fresh Air, not running up to par. This colt, his last good run was back in October when 4th by 3.5 lengths to Hotbread Scrammer and Indestructible. A reproduction of that run, I think A Breath of Fresh Air is going to definitely have a good shot here. If he decides to show his speed, this horse usually shows speeds. Of late has not been showing it. They have now called for Dane Dawkins, and I'm expecting A Breath of Fresh Air to flash some speed this time around and put in a very good run. The 8 Pineapple, the horse I think they're going all have to beat. Beaten on last by a length and a half, 5 furlongs round, Catalina Princess. Robert Halladine still has the ride here for Patrick Lynch. They've now added the blinkers and the figure 8. Still busy at exercise. I think it's the horse they're going all have to beat. And the 10 Chief Dissident. On last, I threw the last race out at 9 furlongs and 25 yards. I think that was just way too long for this Chief Dissident. They've now called for Richie Shakes to claim 4 kilos. Patrick Lynch here, so this is his other horse in the event. Way more comfortable at 5.5 furlongs. His last win was back in September at 5 round when beating Chinita Estrella and Happy Force. Busy at exercise, so I know he's very sound. I know he's very fit. Expecting a capital run from Chief Dissident at a good price. Horses that I would throw into it, like for superfecta purposes, that I think are very dangerous, are going to be the 7 Military Light. Even though coming up into class, because one winner and last at 5 furlongs round, the class below this steps up. I think this horse is getting better with every run. Claiming 4 kilos here, so he's coming in extremely light for Gary Griffiths. Active at exercise. We know that Military Light is very fit. I think he can squeeze into the exotics. And the 9 Chinita Estrella. Demar Williams claims 4 kilos, so he's also coming in extremely light. You know, throw that last race out over the straight. If you look back to the 23rd of November when breaking his maiden by 3 lengths was very impressive. Much better than he's running. Active at the exercise. I put Chinita Estrella as a long shot to come into the exotics as well. The 6th race, 3-year-olds and up, claiming 1.5 million to 1.2 million. Good field of 11, 7 furlongs. This is also another very competitive race. I'm going to boil it down to 4. The 1, Money Monster. The 2, Sonny T and Chippy. The 4, Great Wayne, and the 9, Milos. Okay, Money Monster. Money Monster turns up and run good races when he's running against some exceptional horses. This is basically a big step down in class for this Money Monster. Richard Henry claiming 3 kilos for Fitzroy Gillespie. Would have preferred to draw outside because he's not a horse that has a lot of early speed, so you don't want him to get really trapped down on the rail, but definitely has the class at this event. And Money Monster looks like the horse that I think they're going all have to beat. If he gets a clean trip and gets clear before they turn for home, Money Monster looks the horse they have to beat. The 2, Sonny T and Chippy. Shane Ellis gets the ride now for Adrian Prince, closing from way off the pace after coming out very slow at the start to be beaten only 4 lengths third by March and Shoot at 6.5 furlongs. Gets an extra half a furlong to go, and from a clean break, and the master in the saddle, especially working very well coming into this race, Sonny T and Chippy is a dangerous horse in this event. The 4, my long shot in the race that I like, is Great Wayne, Emilia McLean, claiming 4 kilos for Marlon Pusey. Nothing in his recent stats, but I know going back down the ladder, this Great Wayne had they thought of him to be a good horse in his early days. He's comfortable at $1.5 million claimer because he's run most of his races at overnight allowance. Busy at the exercise, so I'm assuming he's very fit right now and coming in extremely light. That's my outsider to watching the race, this Great Wayne. And the very fit Milos. Robert Halladine again has the ride, was second and last by 5.25 lengths to out of class sensational move at this level. Back in the 7th of December, at this level, he won at this distance, beating March and Shoot and Life is Life. Even though at 125 pounds in his back, he's very fit right now, very consistent. Definitely Milos, I think, is in here with a grand shot. Outside of the throw in the superfecta as well, I think might be the improving Burning Valor. Second and last one coming to $1 million claimer, the power ranking at 6 furlongs. I think 7 furlongs is more up his alley, although stepping up in class. He claims 4 kilo to J. Soko for Rudolph Hardial. So I'm expecting Burning Valor, my danger horse, to come into the exotics. The 7th race. This is the feature, the George Hosang Trophy. 3 years and up, overnight allowance, 10 starters in a competitive field going 6 furlongs. I'm boiling this race down to just 3. They are the 3, Inspired Force, the 5, Freedom Street, and the 9, Madeline Sunshine. Okay, number 3, Inspired Force. Radish Roman for Philip Fiani comes in at top weight of 126 pounds. I think I'm going to lean towards this Inspired Force getting the job done here. And last, it shows that he's on the rebound, was only beaten 5 3/4 lengths to Laban in a smart 57 3 out the straight. Busy at exercise, so we know he's definitely sound. That last run shows that he's definitely fit. Even at top weight, I think Inspired Force is the horse they're going to have to beat. The 5, Freedom Street, knocking at the door, gelding, but just can't seem to kick it open. Second and last by 8 lengths to a very impressive digital one who's definitely heading to the top class. Ishmael Velasquez gets right here for Patrick Lynch. We know he's definitely fit. Just lacks a bit of early pace. So if Freedom Street is positioned quite close to the pace and gets to kick early, definitely Freedom Street should fight this out. And the 9, Madeline Sunshine, represents what I would call the back class horse of the race. Tevin Foster for Jason DaCosta. Finding it a little difficult, she was in that same race Laban in 57-3, beating 8.5 lengths. Used to possess a lot of early speed, but in recent time has not been showing that quick dash that she used to have. If she decides to show that today, could be a very dangerous and telling Madeline Sunshine if she gets to that lead and no one really presses her. She could prove very dangerous and escape them on the front end. But that's left to be seen if she's going to revert back to her front-running ways. But going to give her a shot here with the back class and knowing that she's a horse who once possessed very, very strong early pace. So definitely in the top 3. For my superfecta horses, I'll probably put the 2 Benson in it. Benson is a speedball, but coming up in class here. but claims 4 kilo with Richie Shakes for Fitznow Williams. Easy winner and last by 6 lengths, 5.5 in 107. Stepping up, this is a big step up in class for Benson, but definitely is a speed horse. Definitely going to go early. That's the only way Benson knows how to run, and could cause anxious moments in the event. So putting him in the superfecta spot with the 10. Another horse who represents some back class is this Thalita. Won the St. Leger back in 2023 impressively. Only win since that was at this level, 7th of July at 6.5 furlong when beating Perfect Brew. Perfect Brew is in open allowance, so that's saying something, but definitely seems to have her problems. She doesn't look like the horse of yesteryears, but is busy at the exercise, so I think she is sound. Robert Halliday now gets the ride for Jason DaCosta, so Thalita with her back class, I think, should be here with a shot, but I'm putting her in the superfecta part of the race. The 8th race, native bred 5 years and up, non-runners of 4, and imported 5 years and up, non-runners of 3, competitive field of 9, 5 furlongs straight, and boiling this down to 5, they are the 1 Bulletproof Coffee, the 3 Huntsman, the 6 Fly Blue Jet, the 7 Lady Abimala, and the 8 Lion Charmer. Okay, Bulletproof Coffee came off a long race and last and was a very impressive winner by 11 lengths in 59 and 1. Although not meeting much, he was very impressive. Trevor Simpson once again has the ride for Owen Sharp. Comes in very light, and once he doesn't bounce, although up in class, I expect another good run from Bulletproof Coffee from the 1 draw. The 3 Huntsman knocking at the door. I'm going to throw the last race out when he was 4th by 7 lengths. He was in the blinkers that time. I don't think he enjoys running in the blinkers. They have now removed the blinkers. Shane Ellis now has a ride for Gary Griffiths. I don't think he's going to find any problems coming over the straight course. I think he actually prefers running over the sprint distances. Definitely giving Huntsman a big shot here to fight out the finish. The 6 Fly Blue Jet back to her comfort zone. The 5 furlong straight now. She now gets Dane Dawkins for Gary Sobrati. Consistent in her last 3 starts. Was a beaten 3rd by 6 3/4 lengths. Last time over 5.5 in the race there. Benson got an easy lead and just stole it. Back over the straight course now. This Fly Blue Jet once again should put in a capital run. The 7 Lady Abimala, Samantha Fletcher claiming 2 kilos. So comes in very light for Rowan Matty here. Capable over the straight. Last win was over the straight when coming off a rest on September 28 to beat Digital Light and Uncle Nub. Running very consistent since, apart from the time over the straight when she threw Tevin Foster in that race won by Acknowledge Me. Was second in the race against Benson, and last she was the only horse brave enough to chase Benson. No Benson around today, so Lady Abimala is definitely a very dangerous horse in this event, especially coming in this light. And the 8, my long shot for the race, Lion Charmer, Ishmael Velasquez for Patrick Lynch, was 3rd and last by 4 1/4 lengths to WizKid over 7 furlongs. I don't think he's going to have a problem over the straight course, even though on last over the straight was beaten 9 lengths by Acknowledge Me. I think he's rounding into very good form right now, very fit. You don't see nothing flashy at the exercise, because Patrick Lynch doesn't stress his horses at workouts. He mostly runs them in races and see how fit they are. And I think this Lion Charmer is extremely fit coming into this race. Morning Light says 25 to 1. And being a gambling man, I think I might wager a win and place bet on this Lion Charmer. But very competitive race. And those are the 5 I'm boiling it down to. The 9th and final. Native bred 4 years and up, numbers of 3. Imported 4 years and up, numbers of 2. Big field of 13, 5.5 furlongs. And this is an ultra competitive event. I'm going to boil this down to 4. They are the 2, Princess Amali, the 6, Immeasurable Joy, the 10, Midnight Flight, and the 11, Magnificent Force. Okay, Princess Amali, Dane Dawkins for Robert Pearson. This American-bred filly was 2nd and last by 7 3/4 lengths to the very impressive and outer class California Crown at 5.5 furlongs. Comes back at this exact same distance, but there's no California Crown around today. Was flashing speed trying to chase the outer class horse. So coming back here, just a pound heavier, definitely think this Princess Amali, in my opinion, is the horse they're going to have to beat. The 6, Immeasurable Joy, second and last by a length and a quarter to Fearless Force at 6 furlongs and a smart 113. Ishmael Velasquez retains the light for Anthony Nunes. Still kept busy at exercise, looking very fit. 5.5 not going to be a problem. That's where he got his last win when beating Francis and Himalaya. Looks improved, so I'm expecting a big run from this Immeasurable Joy. The 10, Midnight Flight. Knocking at the door, filly. This grey filly trained by Byron Davis with Shane Ellis now in the saddle. They've removed the blinkers. They put it on and last, and she was second. Didn't run a bad race, but they've removed it because she has run most of her races without it. She runs better over the straight course, but doesn't have a problem going around the bend, I don't think. Although last time at this distance was beating 8 3/4 lengths, but she's that girl and Teflon Don. Very useful horses. But back here against this field, working well. I think Midnight Flight is in here with a sound shot, especially with the Canterman in the saddle. And the 11, Magnificent Force, trained by Philip Fiani. Ian Spence gets the ride here. This American-bred filly. Hasn't lived up to early expectations, but definitely of worth. Last run was the 26th of December when finishing 4.5 lengths fourth to Fearless Force, her stablemate in 113. That same race where Immeasurable Joy was second. She was coming off a long rest, so needed that run. Has been taken to the task at exercise, working well. Galloped 4 furlongs round recently in 48 flat, so that's looking real good. So very fit, very sound, and I think we're going to see a very, very big run from this Magnificent Force. And for outsiders, for the superfecta, I'd probably squeeze in at a good price the 1. Sipping on Sunshine, going to get a big price. Omar Walker for Nicholas Webby. Win on last, 5.5 in 108. Steps up in class here. Has some speed. Useful horse, busy at the exercise track. Kind of took a wrong turn somewhere coming to this class, but I think he's finding himself this well-bred son of Sunshine and Shadow out of Casual Drink. That's my long shot to watch for the superfecta. Also with the 12. That's Crypto Girl. Thought would have left this class a long time ago, but running into some useful horses. Richie Shakes now claims 4 kilo for Byron Davis. This Crypto Girl, known to close fast when very fit. Last win was at 5 furlongs round back in July when beating a fair and undisclosed location. Has run well since. Only the last start at 5 furlongs straight when beaten only 3 3/4 lengths by Prince Aman. So that's showing me that this Crypto Girl is on the rebound and working well. I think is a horse, a dangerous horse you can squeeze into your superfectas. Okay, guys, that's it for this race day preview. I hope we have some luck. And as usual, be safe.